All right, hello everybody. Welcome to AMovieGuy.com. My name's Leo Brady. I am excited to be here today with an actor who has been doing it in this industry for a while now. He is really a mainstay of all kinds of genres. Everybody knows him from My Best Friend's Wedding. I am here to talk with Dermot Mulroney. Dermot, thanks for being with me.
Thank you. Great to see you, Leo.
Yeah,
How's it going?
it's good. It's good. This is so exciting for me. I don't know if you've seen any of my other interviews before, but I really love to start them off by asking the person, what is a movie or a moment for you that made you say, I want to be an actor?
Oh wow, that's well, the real moment was the first time I did it, 7 years old, in somebody's backyard in a play.
Yeah.
I remember that to this day. Um and other little blips like that. Um I don't know why sometimes I think about the parts, I'm gonna say two parts in high school that I didn't get.
Yeah.
It always made me want to go that way. When I was watching movies, whether it was Clint Eastwood or, of course, Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, I don't think I was putting myself in those parts then. I know
Yeah.
I was so drawn and absorbed into movies. Yeah, not so. Uh, I don't, beyond that, I guess by the time I was a late college student, I was already auditioning.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I had an audition on probably 3/4 inch video cassette for Risky Business. While I was still in college, they were national talent. That was like one of my first auditions ever.
Yeah.
Not nowhere near the part, and they picked a already established actor.
A guy we might know.
A young man named Tom Cruise, who was top performance coming out of The Outsiders, etc. So
Yeah.
every reason it went that way, but that dates me. It puts me right in that
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, but it's interesting too. You grew up in Virginia, and
Yeah.
you talk about like you went to Northwestern, which is awesome. I'm in Chicago right now. I'm a Chicago
Yeah.
native.
Yeah.
Uh, Talk about going to school there, and like, do you still to this day use all of those skills that you kind of like picked up there? I mean, you've worked with, you've done so many, like as you said, so many different genres, and it's like you have to be able to play in that sandbox, and it seems like it all started there.
Yeah, it helps to answer that first question of yours. By the time I was in college, I was imprinting everything possibly. Um, from acting instruction and filmmaking. So I can say I remember the lecture from the film professor who said, okay, today's the day I tell you exactly who does what on a film set, how it operates from the minute you get there to set up the camera, how, to prepare all the departments to begin to shoot. And I learned that day and knew it when I got to the first set on that TV movie.
Yeah.
Sin of Innocence. But then right away you learn on the fly, Bill Bixby and Arthur Allen Seidelman and Dee Wallace, they taught me from day
Yeah.
one there for a month. And you're a student, I've been approaching it that way ever since. Say again, oh, so even the way Northwestern worked for me, I wasn't even in the theater department because at that time, by the time when I entered the school, I wasn't aiming at acting because I thought it was out of my league and that
Yeah.
the chances are it's not even a good choice. By the end of college, it had been part of my experience. And then because I was at that school, that was the school an agent came to. I wish they did more of this today.
Yeah.
And they signed a 21-year-old graduating senior and put me
Yeah.
to work right away that next January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I like go through your filmography. So I'm gonna read you a list of the directors you've worked with.
Oh man.
Peter Bogdanovich, Robert Altman, Angelica Houston, Nicole Holofcener, Alexander Payne, David Fincher, Clint Eastwood, and the Coen brothers.
And Sam Shepard.
Yeah, Sam Shepard too. I mean, God, you've worked with him multiple times. When you hear lists like that, when you hear that, I mean, for you, is that just like, is that in a sense of accomplishment, or is that just like that? Does that make you think like, all right, I have established something, and I've been able to really truly say I had a career.
Yeah, no one's ever said that list out loud to me before. It really got me right in
Yeah.
the bread box there.
Yeah.
Glad your question was long so I could recover my emotions, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's all types of genres, and it's classics and stuff like that. I mean, for you, does it just make you say like, yeah, maybe you were able to bridge that gap between lead actor, character actor, all of those things, and sort of establish yourself as a guy that directors like that can trust you, right? I mean,
Yeah, but look at them. They trusted me even when I was young. So that's not trust. That's just taking a long shot on a, not only at the beginning unproven,
right?
but then in the middle years there, not always the most popular choice to cast. Some of those guys, all of them really stuck their neck out. Whatever they saw in me, I tried to give back to them a hundredfold.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah,
I think of the Altman scene in the basement during Kansas City with Harry Belafonte. So to have lost him recently, it's really a connection to that Altman
yeah, yeah,
family of actors and those films. It's incredible thoughts,
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's interesting too because you are so well versed. What people might not know about you is that you're this classically trained cellist, and when I found that out, one, it just blew my mind, but two, you're like you're a part of the orchestrations of major movies, like massive films.
Yeah.
So doing that, the acting and being a cellist, I mean, do you just keep practicing every day at all that stuff? Is that
Oh
just
no.
different
Um,
flexings of artistic muscles?
well, recently because I've really jumped around to so many films and back to back, the mental muscle is learning the lines. I'm still able to do it. But there became to be so many, and a lot of times a guy my age, maybe a guy, um, they hand the big speeches to sometimes the character that's maybe the president or the revengeful, bad guy congressman or whatever. There's, you know, so I'm glad that's all still up and running. I do not practice cello every day. I wish I did more.
Yeah,
I try to pick up a guitar or sit at the piano every day. That's a little easier to do just for a couple of minutes.
yeah,
Um, but part of, without a doubt, weaves back to your other question. Part of my performance ability I developed as an orchestra player, and I
yeah,
was top in my class and age and stuff like that. So so that experience of learning music piece by piece was really good for being an actor.
yeah,
Paying attention to the conductor, the sheet music, the other sections, the other player in front of you, all of that multiple thinking comes with playing in an orchestra. So I recognize, some of the things that I can still do well. I recognize now where maybe they came from, or where, like you said, that part of my brain power is still intact
yeah,
because I've been using it all this time as hard as possible. It makes me really happy to be that active. Yeah,
yeah.
question answers like this, as you can see, could go on for 10 minutes if I don't stop
Sure.
myself.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so the new film that we're talking about today is your film Ruthless. You're stepping into this action character phase. I mean, I feel like it's something that suits you. How do you prepare for a role like that? Like, do you get yourself back into like a physical shape where you feel comfortable to be able to make the movements, and you break some elbows here. I mean, you do some
Yes.
ruthless stuff here, hence the title.
Yes, I'm not even really thinking where guns come into play in this movie. Not so much. It is a brawling, beat up film.
Yeah,
Thrilled to be in it. The idea is I'm a wrestling coach, so
yeah,
he's fit and all that. But it's not like he's some big tough guy in the role. We could list all of the other actors who've done it that way. This is designed to fit a medium-sized guy.
yeah,
And really, if you ask what kind of training went into it, I started training boxing and physical and martial arts here and there, other things that I've had to learn how to do, whether it's climbing or, high hurdles. You tried doing that at 25, terribly difficult over the years. So I've
Yeah.
always been asked, like in a subtle way, in not each of my roles, but so many of my parts, there'd be a part that requires physicality, and then it's just part of the story. So
Right.
finally, they put the whole story into physical action. So you got a wrestling coach who knows how to fight and is determined to take matters into his own hands to
Right.
get one of his female wrestling students
Yep.
out of the worst trouble a kid could get into. Um,
Right.
I don't want to give the impression she got herself into it. She's abducted and needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to kick some ass, which I really enjoyed seeing. You have had an incredible year. Scream 6, Secret Invasion. You got Anyone But You coming out in a couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
Ruthless. I mean, what an amazing year.
Thank you.
Do you allow yourself to reflect on having great years like that? I mean, do you take a break and say like,
No,
I've had a great year. Let's take a couple.
I know, except that I want to add to it because I don't want people to miss Shooting Stars, which was the
Yes,
incredibly popular basketball origin story of LeBron James. I played
yes,
that key role of his coach, Dan
yeah,
Broad.
yeah.
So that's a real life movie, still connected to the real life characters, who are still active today. So a really vital movie that brought a handful of incredible young actors onto the national stage. They don't get enough credit because we don't keep track of how many people watch things anymore. So,
Right.
but I can tell you, watch that movie and see that group of 5 actors in those roles: Caleb McLaughlin, Mookie Cook, and Scoot Henderson, whose
Yeah.
first year Ricky doing great with the Trailblazers, is in that movie.
Oh, that's
So we're
awesome.
all friends. So don't want you to miss that one. And the other one comes out same day, 1 week from now, December 22nd. It's called Breakwater. James
Yes,
Rowe made this movie. It's really gritty, down to earth, great twist, plot twist, revenge thriller. So
yes,
enjoy that one too, man.
yeah,
It's right in that same gnarly wheelhouse.
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, congratulations on all of that. I mean, I think that's
Thrilled.
this is your year. Finally, it's the
I'm
year.
gonna try and bring you one next year too, man. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Last final question before I have to let you go. Julia Roberts in the news said that she was totally open to bringing back the cast of My Best Friend's Wedding. When you hear that, do you say, "Yeah, let's do it," or how do you even work in a way to get back to that storyline?
I don't really know answers to how to do it. I know that now she knows how I feel because what changed is that she was out on the press tour for, oh, please fill in the title of her current movie,
Yep. Yep.
and got caught up with these questions.
Yeah.
That's been happening to me for years and years.
I
So
was
I've been
gonna
like the
say.
go-to source to shrug in every Today Show, every morning show interview I've done for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So now somebody finally dialed it over to her. And you
Yeah.
see how difficult a question it is to answer because I can speak for the both of us, loved that movie, loved making it, loved the friendship that it gave us for the rest of our lives and everything about it,
Yeah.
everything that it's become.
Yeah.
It's created its own magnetic field, really,
Yeah.
even in the world of rom-coms and the world of cinema.
Right.
So all respect and love from both of us on that, but it's hard to know how that's going to go. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of positivity around that at the moment. I
Yeah.
mean, that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
But
the best way.
it's a blessing, that movie, and it just keeps on giving to everyone who watches it again or remembers watching it with their mom or their grandmom. But
Right.
just so everyone knows, it keeps on giving to us too. So that's
Yeah.
a fact, and we share that feeling for sure.
Awesome. All right, Dermot Mulroney, thank you so much for talking with me today. Ruthless is going to be available on demand this weekend, December 15th. Be sure to get that. Congratulations.
Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too,
Bye.
buddy. Thank you.